Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a matte makeup look. I used to be obsessed when I was younger with more matte makeup looks, but as I have got older, and as you guys know, I've fallen in love with cream products and glowy skin. As we are now going into the more colder months, I kind of want to switch up my makeup a little bit and see how I prefer more matte skin. Not completely matte where it looks really drying, but I just want to minimise any kind of shine and glow to the skin and maybe just let my natural shine come through throughout the day. Now I don't really have many foundations that are super matte. They're more demi-matte, like a natural finish, which is just what I prefer at the moment. So for me, I am just going to use more powder than I normally would, and I'm not going to use any highlighter today. So if you guys want to see how I achieve a matte makeup look, then please keep on watching. As you can see, I've already cleansed and moisturised my skin, and I have used my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream as a nice base as well. Now this is obviously a cream and it gives my skin a nice sheen, which obviously for a matte look we don't want to be super shiny or anything, but I love how this performs under any foundation that I use, and obviously I'm going to go on top with powder anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to also take a primer in the centre of my face, and I'm going to take this cute little sample one from Estee Lauder, which is the Smoother Universal Primer. Just going to dab it on my middle finger. This is a really nice kind of clear consistency, and I'm just going to focus that in the centre of my face and my nose, just where I get a bit more shiny and I just kind of want to smooth it all down. Now I don't really have many matte foundations in my collection, but if you have powder, that instantly will make any foundation more mattifying. And I did want to mix up my foundations today because I always share my Charlotte Tilbury foundation, which I love, but I want to get some use out of my other foundations. So I'm going to take my Hourglass Vanished foundation stick. I love this. This is so good. I've got the shade Shell, which can be a little bit dark for me, but I really love to mix this foundation with another foundation just because it is more creamy, and I find more cream foundations crease and break down on my skin a lot quicker just because I am oily. You've definitely seen this before, but I'm going to mix it with my Smashbox Studio Skin foundation. I love this. This is the light one I have, which is in 0.1. This is incredible. If you've never tried Smashbox foundations, please do. I highly recommend them. They're so lightweight, they're so beautiful, and they come in a ton of different shades as well, which is super amazing. Just going to take the Vanish stick and apply this more in the centre of my face where I want a little bit more coverage. I like to just use more stippling motions, as you can see, and just blend it out as well to the perimeter of my face. Then I'm going to take a little pump of the Smashbox one and apply this more in the centre of my face just to brighten, and then just evenly blend everything through. And then to add a little bit more coverage, I'm just going to take my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer just on areas where I just want to conceal any redness around my nose and on any breakouts. Put some under my eyes and mix some of the e.l.f. concealer in as well, just to help brighten the under eyes. Just let everything sink into my skin and kind of set itself before I go in and powder. And I'm just going to do my brows. So I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Supermodel Brow Lift Pencil and then the Supermodel Legendary Brow Gel. Now to set everything in place and obviously make it more of a matte look, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I like to go with my beauty blender one more time just to get rid of any creases under the eyes. And I just like to pull some into a lid and then take a dry sponge and get a nice amount on there, and then just pack it right under my eyes and just gently press it in. And then I'm just going to do the same to my nose and anywhere where I get really shiny. I always like to just press into the skin, whether it's with a sponge or with a brush. I always dab it on first just because you don't want to disturb any of the liquid or cream products that you might have on already. And once you think you've got enough powder sitting on the skin, then that's when you can go in with more buffing motions. Then I'm going to take my Airbrush Flawless Finish powder from Charlotte Tilbury in number 1. I absolutely love this stuff, it's so good. And I'm just going to apply that with a normal powder brush. So I'm just going to get a nice amount on my brush and apply this everywhere else just to take away any of that shine. As you can see, I'm just dabbing it on still because I don't want to disturb any of those liquid products. So I've already done one eye already, just so I could see what kind of look I wanted to do today. The first thing I'm going to do is take my bronzer. So I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow and just use the bronzer shade. Get a nice amount on my brush and just put this through the crease. Focusing everything mainly on the outer corner of the eye, and then just blending it into the inner corner as well. And I want it to be quite blown out and smoked out on the outer corner. I'm just going to take the MK Naked Smoky palette. I hardly ever use this just because it is quite dark shades. First go in with this second shade here on the same brush and just focus this mainly right on the outer corner and right into the socket of my eye. I'm just trying to create a nice gradient of tones. And I just like to open my eye just to see how it's going, and then I'll just bring it up and smoke it out, and then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to run under my eye a little bit as well. I'm going to go with my concealer and I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to take a more flat brush, just take a little bit of that concealer and kind of do a bit of a cut crease, but I'm going to do it in the inner corner. This will just neaten up the eye look a little bit, and I just want it to be really kind of light and pale in the inner corner as well. I'm just following the natural shape of my eye, and I'm constantly closing and opening my eye just so I can see the placement. I'm not bringing it in any further than like the middle of my pupil, and I'm just going to take my finger just to soften that out as well. And then with the lightest shade in the palette, I'm just going to use that just to set the concealer in place, just with patting motions as well. I'm going to put it in the inner corner and under my brow bone. I'm then going to take the blender brush again with no more product on it, and just blend it through just to minimise any lines. To add a little bit more smokiness, I'm going to take the brown shade in the palette and just focus that on the outer corner. Still going to use this fluffy brush, which I really like because it isn't super defined, so it's not going to make the product really precise or anything, so it's going to make it more blown out and smoky. Take a small amount and then use the back of my hand just to tap any excess product off. Now I do love my warm tone, so I'm going to go into my Morphe palette. This is the Morphe 3502 palette, and I'm going to take this more reddy, rusty kind of tone and just add that as a nice wash of warmth over the outer corner as well. I'm also holding the brush quite far down so it's super light and it's not going to add too much pigment too quickly. I'm going to focus on the outer corner, just a little bit through the crease as well. I'm going to take a little bit under the eye, and then I'm going to take the fluffy brush again and just blend it all together. I really like using warm tones just because I feel like it really complements the blue and green tones in my eyes, but you definitely don't have to. You can use any colour that you want, whether they're matte or shimmers, but today I just sort of try something different and go for more of a matte eyeshadow look. To add a little bit more definition to my lash line, I'm going to take these three shades, just lightly tap into all three of them, and then just do a nice little shadow wing. And again, I'm going to tap it on the back of my hand. I like to just start on the outer corner of the eye and just again keep opening and closing the eye just to see the placement. And I'm taking it on a more angled brush as well. I don't want to take this too far in either, but I do want it to be a little bit smoked out, so I'm not too worried if it's not super precise. I'm then going to take that brush that we used with the more warmer tone just to blend through it to help smoke it out a little bit more. And then I'm just going to curl my lashes and add my mascara. This is the Roller Lash from Benefit. Now for the rest of the face, I'm going to take the same bronzer, so my Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. And then for blusher, I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury blusher in Sex on Fire. I love the tone of this blusher. I think it's beautiful for more of the colder months coming up, and I just love it. I think it's such a beautiful shade. Now we're skipping highlighter, I know, crazy, and we're gonna go straight onto lips. I'm gonna take my lip liner from Laura Mercier in Hazelnut Tea just to line my lips. For lipstick, I'm going to take the Whirl lipstick from MAC. Now this is quite a dark shade. I want to go more dark with my lipsticks, I think, for autumn, winter time, and so this is kind of a combination that I really like to use. I'm going to apply this mainly to the outer portion of my lips. I'm just going to start off by dabbing it, that way it's just lightly applying the product. It's really dark, but then to add a little bit more of a rusty kind of warm tone just to complement the eyes a bit more, I'm going to take my Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Icon to the centre of the lips, and then I'm just going to take my fingers just to blend it out. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's definitely more darker and vampy than I thought I was going to go for today, but I actually quite like it. I think it's fun to mix things up, especially as we are transitioning into more autumn winter months. I'm excited to just experiment with my makeup, and I hope I've inspired you to do the same. Please let me know if you like this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.